Mr. Abdou Dieng, acting United Nations resident humanitarian coordinator for Sudan. Welcome to Al-Arabiya, sir.
Thank you very much.
The latest truce brokered by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United States that started on the evening of the 22nd of May will be accompanied this time by a cross-party committee designed to track any potential violation, a monitoring mechanism. It consists of 12-person committee, will comprise of 3 representatives from both sides of the warring parties, and 3 from the United States and 3 from Saudi Arabia. What can you tell us more about this monitoring mechanism for the 7-day truce?
First, it has raised a lot of hope here, because this is the first time since the war began 5 weeks ago that a ceasefire has been signed between the 2 warring parties under the supervision of Saudi and the US. And what we are aiming to see is that this monitoring cell, which has been put in place, will help to monitor all breach related to the ceasefire, and particularly all breach related to any breach in terms of humanitarian delivery. We have been asked to report any impediment which may happen during the course of the week, and we hope that this will help to have access to the population who are in need.
Realistically speaking, how much aid can be distributed to the people who are in need in 7 days of truce?
But the estimation that we have done so far, we estimate if there is no impediment, we will be able to reach 4 million people in the week to come.
But is this truce holding so far?
What we have been told today, particularly in Khartoum, there are breaches which are observed. So I could not say that it's holding, but we hope that for the rest of the week it will hold.
The Sudanese government has dedicated Port of Sudan and the airports of Dungula in northern state to receive assistance, while distribution will be carried out by UN agencies and organizations. Is this arrangement working?
But the arrangement is working so far. We have received lots of aid so far through the port of Port Sudan in the Red Sea, and also through the airport of Port Sudan. There are other airports which are open, but for the time being, logistically speaking, if this continues, we believe that we will be able to receive all the supply through the port of Port Sudan and through the airport of Port Sudan.
The government of Sudan appealed to the international community and UN agencies and international organizations, as well as donors, to provide humanitarian assistance. How do you view this Sudanese initiative and appeal? Is it competing with the United Nations humanitarian appeals?
No, it's not competing. The needs are far beyond the capacity of any partners. I think collectively lots of aid need to be brought into Sudan, but I can say that the international appeal, which covered the need called by the UN and the international NGOs, is estimated at $2.6 billion for the next 6 months. Remember that in January, there was already an appeal of $1.7 billion.
Correct.
And the additional need is about 800 million to cover the need of the population, around 18 million in the next 6 months.
What can you tell us about the safe corridors for humanitarian aid distribution that the government of Sudan has committed to?
This is what we have demanded, that all corridors must be open, safe, to allow safe passage of the supply as well as the staff to move freely. This is the conditionality of reaching the 4 million people. We are getting ready, and it will start soon, and we expect that each party will respect his commitment to let those corridors open so that aid can flow and get to the beneficiaries.
How is the United Nations preparing for the rainy season expected in 5-6 weeks?
This is one of the biggest challenges because the rainy season is really in June. And if those populations, particularly those working in agriculture, they miss the rainy season, they will unfortunately rely on aid for the next year until the next harvest. This is why we have partners among ourselves, like FAO. They trying to do their best to try to help those farmers in terms of seeds and fertilizer to help them to harvest in area where it is possible.
With aid agencies unable to access the capital Khartoum, the distribution of medical aid, food, fuel in the Khartoum area has fallen to local groups. Is the United Nations supporting, working with these local groups, and are they performing?
Yes, today, really, in order to access the population in Khartoum, we need to work with local groups, which so far has been extremely active. Now, with a ceasefire, we believe that in addition to what those local organizations were doing to perform, the UN will come and complement them. I must say that accessing Khartoum will be quite challenging, but when I mentioned 4 million people, majority of those 4 million are in Khartoum. And if, again, there is no impediment, we will be able to access Khartoum.
Mr. Abdou Dieng, Acting United Nations Resident Humanitarian Coordinator for the Sudan, we thank you for your insights and we thank you for your efforts on behalf of the Sudanese people. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.